responsibility.
People might be watching, so.
No, you didn't just use that.
No, I didn't. I just said the word you introduced.
I just thought your word. You said to use it right now. Okay, so onus could pass for duty, responsibility, obligation. Oh, I didn't say obrigado. I didn't use that word at all.
Right.
And so it could pass for any of that. And just I could be using the word onions.
Okay.
Onus. And so we've been arguing that onus is onions is meant to be onus and not saying onions, because when you use the word onions, it completely, you get to miss what you're trying to say.
All right, now you've learned something new today, and so we're taking it out.
Exactly. All right, so we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll go to the newspaper review.
Not to keep quiet on this matter. They are killing our people back home.
Mr. Trump, please blow your trumpet.
So many friends going to your countries trying to get rich.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Oracle live on television Nigeria. The Oracle is a 1-hour free consultation clinic on governance, the democratic process, peace and security matters, and global strategic issues. The Oracle is hosted by Odinta, my humble self. I'll be a guide for the 1-hour show airing every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. The concept of the Oracle is simple. The past is rich with wisdom. The present is knowledge. The future possibility of mankind is how do we prophesy the things to come and the things to happen. That is what we tend to do and achieve in this engaging and profoundly illuminating show, The Oracle, on television Nigeria.
Information remains the bedrock in every stage of development. It develops both the human mind and the society at large. Television Nigerian is here to avail you with that information you need for all-round development through its mind-blowing programs such as news, talk shows, health and safety, governance and politics, sport, entertainment, kids, documentaries, finance, global happenings, human disposition from childhood to adulthood. It's a manifestation of what you see, what you hear, and say. Tune in and stay tuned to TVN, Television Nigeria, broadcast beyond boundaries.
That break, you're still watching Daybreak Nigeria. It's Television Nigerian, and my name is Anthony Momodu. It's time for us to look at the big stories making the rounds right here in Nigeria. And we've got the points, the nation's newspaper, leadership, Sporting Life, and other papers for review. Kick-starting with the Punch newspaper, the big stories that says Federal Government World Bank discuss new lending framework Find details on page 23 of the Punch newspaper. We've got Obasanjo not qualified to accuse anybody of corruption, says Adebanjo, and the big stories on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. We've got elections. INEC raises alarm on budget delay. We've got United Nations condemn Maiduguri attack, says Boko Haram has killed 120 persons in 2018. We've got tenure elongation. Buhari APC governors meeting deadlocked. Find details on page 10 of the Punch newspaper. And as regards Dino, we've got police arrest 6 persons for aiding suspects escape. Page 11 is where you find that big story. We've got farmers headsmen clashes. Buhari orders assessment of damage in Benue and orders. And we've got Flavors concert. Nigerians lament spate of rapes. Demand action. Page 5 is where you get a big story. And the last story here says gunmen invade Kogi police station, kills 2 cops. Find details only on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. I choose to ignore the story that says that Kogi governor chips falls off his car and
Why did you choose to ignore that? I thought that story.
I thought it wasn't newsworthy. But let's go to the main issue. We've got Adebanjo saying Obasanjo has no right to, accuse anybody of corruption. Is he close to the truth?
Well, I cannot categorically say that he's not worthy to accuse anybody, but I would say that well, I'm trying very possible, not to bring out some words, but the thing is, Obasanjo knows exactly what he's saying. And if he is saying that this person has failed in his responsibility,
okay, so we should take this the message and leave the message.
We should take the message and leave the messenger, because even if you sugarcoat the truth, the average Nigerian out there knows exactly what is happening in the country. This is not a case of saying, okay, just some few people know what's happening. Everybody can relate to what is happening, the change that is really, really changing us. And so if Obasanjo is coming out to say this and corruption, yes, we know that he might be, in quotes, corrupt, but leave the messenger and take the message.
All right, let's go to how sad could we say about the Nigerian police? We've got Melaya's issue now. Instead, now the police is arresting 6 new persons for aiding suspects arrest, and we're not hearing about the Nigerian police officers being, put among the 6 persons for aiding, because we had the suspects in the custody of the Nigerian police.
I think this is the point where we always come back to this very point again. You remember we discussed this sometime last week, and this is the point where we still come back again. It just feels like we're starting from the beginning, and with that, when every time you make a mistake and you have to start from the beginning, you can never get it right, because they know exactly where they failed. They know who to arrest, and so arresting this fresh suspect or these people for aiding. Now, where are you basing your conclusions on? How sure are you? What happened to the policemen that were on duty when it was happening? What happened to them? They should be the ones to give us a proper information on how those people left. And if you could
catch those that aided the escape, where are those that escaped?
Where did that escape?
The question for the Nigerian police. All right, Kogi State apparently not in a good mood. Already we hear another big story says gunmen invaded the Kogi police station and kills 2 cops. Very sad commentary. We hope the IJ police is going to do something. All right, looking at tenure allegation, we're still having APC after the president gave an order or suggestion that they should return to status quo, do an election, but the party says the president has the power. Do you think this is just going to be the beginning of the falling apart of APC ahead of 2019?
Already, before now, we have always known that they've been having some internal crisis. And now this is a clear case of you washing your destiny in public. You're making the whole world see that you're not able to arrange your house. And of course, a man who cannot gather his house, how can he then gather the public? So now, if you look at the papers, almost all the headlines are carrying APC, Buhari, Toso, Oyegun, this and that. And it's not what Nigerians, this is not what I want to hold the paper to see. This is not what I want to turn on my TV or radio to hear. I want to hear moving forward. I want to hear implementations. I want to hear something good, not telling me about how Oyegu, APC. I think so far so good. They have not done well in arranging their
All right,
house, and it's very, very
Let me
sad.
get your thoughts on this final story. UN condemning the killings in Maiduguri. Do you think this is going to affect the aid relief materials coming the way of Nigerians, especially those in the northeast? 120 persons killed already in 2018.
I don't think so, because if you recall, I think yesterday or so, they also talked about releasing aid, supporting Nigeria in the fight of Boko, the Boko Haram and the people that were killed in Maiduguri and the rest. So I don't think it will affect the aid.
All right, let's go to the leadership.
The leadership this morning, the big story here on page 6, PMB, APC governors mixing ends in stalemate. And the writer here said technical committee to decide Oyegun's fifth. And we see something here says FIRS Customs NMPC received 191.34 billion revenue generation cost. You'll find that story on page 29. On page 11, Governor Bello fined not hospitalized Kogi government. Why are you smiling at that story? Okay, so Obasanjo under attack over 2019 comment. You'll find that story on the front page of the leadership, and of course continues on page 6 of the leadership. Labour rejects plan to reinstate Kwazo as a SEC DG. That is on page 4. And CBN mops up 190 billion naira through primary market auction. Okay, and then there's something interesting here behind leadership that you want to definitely read: how to solve the unemployment time bomb. Get yourself a copy of the leadership this morning and get informed.
All right, let's go to the Nation's newspaper. The big story is there. Says state funeral for Winnie Mandela. Page 8 is where you find that big story. Malaya's accusers get May 10 court date. Find details on page 8 of the Nation's newspaper. Special forces to stop Zamfara killings is on page 7, and we've got Victor Moses escape Chelsea's axe. That's on page 47. Buhari urged caution as APC government split over Oyego. That's a big story there on page 6 of the Nation's newspaper. We've got Nigeria at $42.6 trillion new market bank assets. Find details only on page 12 of the Nation's newspaper. Army panel probes Borno attack is on page 42, and we've got Kaduna Monarch. My people being killed is the story there on page 42. Let's just get your views on. We've got Milaye's accusers getting dates for May 10th. Does that convince you that the process is going to go whole hog? Even when some of them have escaped?
I am not. The truth is, when it comes to Milaye's case, the court, the accusers, the suspects, and everything, I just feel that everything will just go down just the way it started.
All right, let's go to the Daily Trust.
So on the Daily Trust this morning, fireworks as Buhari APC governors tussle over Oyegun. And that is, the story continues on page 5 of Daily Trust. Nigeria spent 1.65 trillion naira on import of live animals. You will find that story on page 17. Police to arraign Milaye for other suspects by May 10. That is on page 3. And on page 6, military investigates Easter Sunday attack in Maiduguri. And on page 3 also, President Buhari plans private visit to London. And behind we have something you will also definitely want to read. Much ado about Mantu's confession. And also we have on sports, we have Spain has everything to take another World Cup. How true is that? All right, so let me ask you something on Nigeria spending 1.65 trillion on import of live animals. Don't we have enough animals here in Nigeria?
Very, very, very strong question there, but it just tells you our spending drift, the directions and what we focus on.
1.65 trillion naira on import of live animals.
It's massive. It just tells you that we cannot stop consuming everything at sight, and it shows that we need a lot to be done, even in the agriculture sector, where it seems like we are drifting towards and a lot needs to be done.
Are we about to experience another case of money spent on cutting grass like we had the other time?
I hope not.
or the one that the monkey swallowed?
All right, let's look at the last papers here. We've got the Sporting Life for review. Looking at the big stories there, says Ronaldo's brilliance sinks old ladies, and that Real Madrid beating Juventus 3-0. We've got Bayern come back to secure victory. It was a 2-1 win for Bayern Munich of Germany. And we've got Barca laughs off Suarez drought. Valverde, Messi will play. We've got no way to stop Messi is the big story there on page 3. We've got Moses escapes Chelsea's axe is on page 4. And we've got we have sold 1.7 million tickets. That's what FIFA is telling us. And Eagles attack can't score plenty goals. And have ex-Super Eagles striker Jonathan Akpobere begging the Super Eagles coach to go out and get more strikers for the Super Eagles as we look ahead to the World Cup. All right, we've got Can Dafoe and Man City motivated by Liverpool's defeat as they face each other in today's Champions League match. Those are the headlines on the Sporting Arena. How much do you love Ronaldo?
Well, my love for Ronaldo increased yesterday.
With that brilliant goal.
Oh my
overhead
God.
kick.
That was, do you know what? I tried doing that this morning. And
I'm sorry you'd have been taken to the hospital if you actually tried it.
No, I actually tried doing that this morning.
Did you succeed?
How can I succeed? If I told you I succeeded, would you believe that?
No, that is impossible.
All right.
All right, that's how we're going to wrap on the newspaper review segment. Oh, you've got one.
I have the last paper here, the blueprint this morning, and the big story here says Buhari, APC governments meet, disagree on tenure elongation. And let me find that story on page 6 of the blueprint. And the writer here says party inaugurates panel on president's stand. Also, Malaya drags us into don't drag us into your politics. Interpol tells Nigeria. You also find a story on page 6. Wife bath hobby with peppered hot water. On page 17. And anxiety as Nigerian doctors leave country in droves. This is page 28 and 29. Headers attack Enugu community, injure security guard. That is on page 9. Benue police rescue 23 from traffickers. That is on page 5. And okay, Alake of Egbaland slams OBJ, says Buhari deserves second term. You will find that on page 5 of a blueprint. Obviously, there seems to be a whole lot of interesting stories to look out for on the blueprint this beautiful morning, Wednesday morning. And the back story, we have something here behind, says worthy inheritors of the looting game. You want to know what that is? Go get yourself a copy of the blueprint. All right, so what do you think about the wife that actually did so hot batting, peppered batting?
I think from 2017 to 2018, we've noticed the women are beginning to be the ones attacking their spouses. And I think it's worrisome. It means there's need for spouses, families, and to do more. Need to talk more, need to resolve issues before things get out of hand. Probably the women folks probably have absorbed it a lot for too long. A lot, and you know, they're coming out this way.
Helping them
but at the same time, I don't think there's any justification to do such thing. Where your rights start or stop is where the next man begins. So I think we all have to be very careful. There's need for very, very strategic move to, you know, get over some of these pressures they go through.
But why is it actually worrisome to you? People had cases of men doing worse to women.
Yeah, but when the reverse is the case, it means issues are getting worse than they are.
Okay.
Like they say, if a man, if a dog bites a man, no big deal.
Oh,
but
really?
when it's the reverse, it's a very big deal.
So when a man bats a woman with acid,
I'm not saying
it's not worrisome.
No, either way, domestic violence is what we don't support.
That's exactly what I want you to say. All right, so that is where we would wrap up this beautiful morning right here on the Newspaper Review. And also, I think we'll be calling today on the Daybreak Show this beautiful morning. We were supposed to discuss the reprobing of Cambridge Analytica and the consequences, but probably we will get to discuss that tomorrow on the show.
Not to keep quiet on this matter. Give it back home.
Mr. Trump, please blow your trumpet.
I have so many friends going to your countries trying to get rich.
Hello viewers, welcome to the Oracle live on television Nigeria. The Oracle is a 1-hour free consultation clinic on governance, the democratic process, peace and security matters, and global strategic issues. The Oracle is hosted by Udenta Odenta, my humble self. I'll be a guide for a 1-hour show airing every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. The concept of the Oracle is simple. The past is rich with wisdom. The present is knowledge. The future possibility of mankind is how do we prophesy the things to come and the things to happen. That is what we tend to do and achieve in this engaging and profoundly illuminating show, The Oracle, on television Nigeria.
Information remains the bedrock in every stage of development. It develops both the human mind and the society at large. Television Nigerian is here to avail you with that information you need for all-round development through its mind-blowing programs such as news, talk shows, health and safety, governance and politics, sports, entertainment, kiddies, documentaries, finance, global happenings, human disposition from childhood to adulthood. It's a manifestation of what you see, what you hear, and say. Tune in and stay tuned to TVN, Television Nigeria, broadcast beyond boundaries.